What if I told you that buried deep beneath the deserts of Africa lies the story of us, a story written not in ink or parchment, but in ancient bone, stone, and dust, each fossil a silent witness to millions of years of transformation, from ape-like creatures who roamed the forests of Africa to modern humans who conquered every corner of the planet. This isn't just evolution. This is the story of how we became human. Our journey begins about 7 million years ago in what is now the dry, dusty region of Chad. But back then, it was a green paradise, full of rivers, trees, and life. Here, scientists uncovered one of the oldest known fossils on our family tree, Sahelanthropus chadensis, or Toomai, as it's affectionately known. A small brain, about the size of a chimp's, a flat face with short canine teeth, something new, something different. Some say Toomai could walk upright, a defining step toward humanity. Others disagree. But one thing's certain, this fossil marks a turning point, a bridge between ape and human. It's as if nature had drawn the first sketch of what would one day become us. Fast forward to about 4 million years ago. We meet the Australopithecines, the southern apes. They walked upright on 2 legs, leaving footprints in volcanic ash in Laetoli, Tanzania, footprints that still exist today. But their world was dangerous. They climbed trees for safety, their long arms and curved fingers still perfect for gripping branches. Their brains were small, yet their tools, primitive stones and sticks, hinted that something extraordinary was beginning. Among them was one who would change everything. Australopithecus afarensis, better known as Lucy. She stood barely 3.5 feet tall, but Lucy walked upright, confidently, carrying in her bones the first whispers of humanity. Around 2.5 million years ago, evolution sharpened its tools, literally. The Homo habilis, handy man, appeared in Africa. With slightly larger brains and clever hands, they crafted sharp stone tools, flakes and scrapers, the first evidence of human ingenuity. They could butcher meat, shape bones, and even plan ahead. For the first time, survival wasn't just about strength, it was about intelligence. Soon after came Homo erectus, the upright human. With longer legs and a taller frame, they looked far more like us. They mastered fire, organized hunts, and, for the first time, left Africa. Their fossils have been found across Asia, in China, Indonesia, and beyond. For nearly 2 million years, Homo erectus ruled the Earth. They were the true pioneers, the first humans to light the dark corners of the world. But evolution didn't follow a single path. It branched, wildly. Around 800,000 years ago, species like Homo heidelbergensis appeared. They hunted big game, built shelters, and used fire skillfully. From them would emerge 2 remarkable lineages, the Neanderthals in Europe and the Homo sapiens in Africa. Meanwhile, isolated islands became laboratories of evolution. On the island of Flores lived the tiny Homo floresiensis, barely a meter tall, nicknamed the Hobbit. In the Philippines, Homo luzonensis evolved, their bones telling a story of adaptation in isolation. Different worlds, different humans, all living at the same time. Imagine that, a planet once home to many kinds of humans. The Neanderthals, our ancient cousins, thrived in the ice-cold lands of Europe and Western Asia. Their brains were as big as ours, sometimes even larger. They crafted tools, wore clothing, and buried their dead. They painted caves and may have even spoken. But around 40,000 years ago, a new species entered their world, us, Homo sapiens. We brought advanced tools, art, language, and strategy. Competition for food, territory, and survival intensified. And slowly, one by one, the Neanderthals and the Denisovans of Asia disappeared. Yet, they didn't vanish entirely. Their DNA lives on, inside us. Up to 2% of your genes might still whisper stories from a Neanderthal ancestor. We carry them within us, the echoes of lost humanity. With the others gone, Homo sapiens stood alone. We crossed mountains, oceans, and deserts. We painted the walls of caves in France and built the first civilizations on the banks of the Nile and Tigris. We are the last survivors of a long evolutionary saga, the only Homo species still standing. But fossils remind us we were never destined. We were lucky. Each fossil unearthed is a reminder of how fragile existence truly is. Charles Darwin once guessed that humanity began in Africa, and the fossils proved him right. From Sahelanthropus to Lucy, from Homo erectus to us, each fossil is a page in the greatest story ever told, the story of life becoming aware of itself. And as we look to the stars, seeking new worlds to explore, perhaps the next chapter of human evolution won't be written in stone, but in starlight. The story of evolution isn't over. We are still changing.